If you can make your sessions flow faster, everything starts to improve. Combat feels better, players stay way more engaged, and the game just runs smoother. So as a DM, your goal isn't to remove combat, simplify the game, or get rid of any rules. It's to find small little tricks, little habits that you can use to speed up combat without losing what makes the game so much fun. If you've been the DM at the table and combat starts to grind and everyone is shouting out their numbers and you're trying to quickly organize the initiative rolls, then on top of that, you still have to roll your own initiatives for your own creatures. Let's say you're running goblins. That's 8 different goblin rolls that you have to make, and that's just complete and utter chaos. Hi, I'm Mark, the Honest DM, and I'm going to show you 5 habits that you can use before the game even starts that'll save you hours at the table. So let's not waste any time, let's get into it. One of the biggest problems fighting time is combat in D&D. It's initiative. It always sounds like a small part, but when combat starts, everyone's rolling at the same time and everything starts to slow down instantly. So here's what I do. Before the game even starts, I already know what I'm throwing at the party. So if I know goblins are in the encounter, I've already rolled their initiative rolls. That means when combat begins, I'm not rolling for any of them. I'm just taking the initiative rolls off the players and slotting everything into place. Another thing that really helps even more is grouping enemies. So instead of rolling 8 different goblins separately, I'll give 1 initiative for the archers, 1 initiative for the melee attackers, and they can act together. It doesn't just speed up combat, it actually makes encounters feel more structured and a bit more impactful at the table, because always remember, as a DM, you forget to look through your player's eyes. When the player goes into combat, they want combat to happen instantly, fast. That's why speed is so important. They want to try out that new spell scroll, they want to try out that new weapon that they got from the blacksmith, they want to try out that new item that they found in the chest, so give them the chance as fast as possible. If you feel like this video is helping you out already and you want more DM tips that are like this, drop a like on the video. It really does help the channel out. Anyway, let's get back to it. Now that the initiative is already rolled up and you have your creatures picked, all you need is your monster stats. Some people use books, some people use online devices. I found that monster cards are the most ideal situations. They don't run on electricity, so you have no worries about something going dead. And you can already have something else on your phone or something else on your laptop already ready to go to improve combat. And all you need is the card of the creature. All you really need is the AC, the HP, the abilities, the attacks. That's really it. There's no running through the book. And always remember, you have a limited amount of space behind that DM screen. You want to limit that space as much as possible. So these small little cards really do help. You can have them right next to the dice tray, ready to go, and combat starts flowing. All you need to know is if it helps speed up the game, the players are going to be way more happy. Now I have a question. Is there something that you do while you're prepping your games that you think speeds up things at your table? Something that helps fight against time? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to see how other DMs handle it. A tough thing to remember is conditions. It can definitely slow down the game, so a helpful idea is to get condition rings. Now there are high-end condition rings you can buy, but you can also just use rings off bottles and milk bottles. I saw Matthew Mercer mention them years ago back in like 2016, and I've been using them ever since. They're cheap and you don't have to spend any money. And when you're playing a game and you're using the map and the minis and you see one of these rings on a player, then you can remember that that player is blinded, so it gives you another incentivized reason to remember the condition. It's always a good idea to have pre-drawn and prep battle maps. It can be quick sketches before the game even begins where combat is likely going to happen. This really does help speed up the game. And always remember, with a battle map, you don't have to describe the area. You don't have to tell a player exactly where everything is. You don't have to explain where they are. You don't have to explain where the enemies are. And you don't have to explain the distance between them. You don't even have to add any difficult terrain or anything because it's on the map. And yes, a picture does tell 1,000 words, so always use battle maps as much as you can because speed is the game. I personally use a battle map book that has over like 50 maps in it. It's kind of like basic maps, but just much easier just to bang out the book straight away instead of having to draw anything. So I'd highly recommend one of these books, and I've been using them for years. If you're enjoying this and you want to make your games faster, consider subscribing. I've got more content on the way where I break down real DM tips and habits that actually and hopefully improve your games. And lastly, a very good idea I've been using for the last couple of years is a cheat sheet. You have the AC of all your players, so when you attack them, you can just say hits instead of asking them. That saves you some time. If you know their HP, you know if something's going to kill them outright, so you know if maybe an attack is maybe a bit too powerful. You know their passive perception already off the bat, so you know if someone is sneaking up on them, do they notice? And you always have their key abilities on the cheat sheet. Barbarian Rage, stuff like that. Because when they don't understand something, they're going to ask you a question. You can instantly just look at the cheat sheet and you know exactly how their abilities work. And try to get everything on one page, because remember to limit as much of that space as possible. And those are my 5 DM habits that'll save you hours at the table. So if you take 1 or 2 of these and start using them in your games, you'll notice combat become faster. Because at the end of the day, it's not about moving rules or changing D&D. It's about respecting everyone's time at the table. Hi, I'm Mark, the Honest DM, and I'll see you at the next one.